getting in shape is literally the easiest thing that you're going to accomplish in this life. That's going to sound strange to a lot of beginners and people who aren't in the gym. They haven't gotten to the gym yet. They haven't really started their fitness journey. But getting in shape is literally one of the easiest things that you're going to do in this lifetime. There's so much more difficult things. What I talk about a lot of the benefits of working out. And one of them is that working out is not, it doesn't affect your life by it in itself. It affects your life by the way that it changes how you see other things. So working out is essentially what you're doing, is committing yourself to doing something difficult every single day. By that definition, you will start to just become used to, you'll become comfortable with doing uncomfortable things. That's how you get in shape and get the body you want. And that's going to do something to your mindset, your psychology, because if you have this sort of approach to life where you do something difficult every single day that you don't necessarily want to, unless you like working out, then it's going to make other things easier by comparison. And that's what I mean by it's one of the greatest benefits, is that working out, committing yourself to do something hard every single day, actually makes the rest of your life so much easier. Because I'm like actually so happy to do chores, do other things, rather than when I'm forcing myself to run, down the street in 10 minutes. And like I'm on a time limit, so I'm kind of stressed and doing all this stuff. And all of that is very beneficial in my life because it actually makes me much happier. I feel more accomplished when I actually do something difficult. But just as a whole, when you working out and getting in shape, it really is the simple prospect of discipline and getting used to discipline. And you realize once you get used to discipline and you get good at it, you realize how easy it was. Where if you're leveling up, if you're a young man leveling up different areas of your life, you'll realize that fitness is actually the one that kind of takes the back seat once you get good at it. Now, if you're a beginner, you do need to be at the gym every single day, grinding and doing all this stuff. But the later you get, you realize that getting in shape is actually so easy. It's actually stupid easy. So much easier than any other stuff. So when I got into my self-improvement journey, or just trying to level up areas of my life, I started with working out. Because working out was the most accessible. That's the reason it's most accessible. Because all I had to do was look at workout and just start executing it. That is it. Now, when it comes to making more money, dressing nicer, talking to women, talking to people in general, you realize this requires some actual skill. This requires actual practice and as well as discipline. But it requires a myriad of things that you have to do and learn and actually apply some sort of thought. And once you get into working out, you realize that you can sort of turn your brain off when you work out. It is just know what to do. Do. Workout is simply just do. It's do in its most pure essence form. It's the most doing you could ever do because it's just what you have to do. If you want to learn computer coding, you have to learn computer coding. You have to actually get up and know, well, first of all, what are you coding? You have to code for people. Do it to make money. This all costs money, by the way. Like, you have to have a computer and you have to have Wi-Fi. You have to have all these tech gadgets. Whereas working out is just doing. Basketball players to learn to shoot and do all this stuff and strategize. If you are a bodybuilder, you just do. You just work out, just lift the weights. And that is why it requires the least amount of thought. It's because that's why it's so easy. It's because it requires the least amount of thought and all of these things, different areas you have to level up. Take it from someone who has been working out for 4+ years. Seriously. It is the easiest thing that you are ever going to do in this lifetime. And so the thing is, why wait? Why not start now? Because again, like I said, working out is just simply as finding a routine and sticking to it. Just stick to the routine and you'll never get fat. That's why I think so many people, myself included, are so harsh on people who are not in shape and people who are fat. It's because you can't just follow a routine every single day. In fact, you see why it is the most successful people that are not that smart. The stupid people are in shape. There could be a guy who's dumb as a box of rocks and he has muscles and he's got abs, six-packs. It's because it doesn't require that much thought. People are too smart for their own good because they're overthinking all these things. When in reality, it's just if you just find a routine and stick to routine, just do, brain do, guy lift muscle. That is it. That is how you're going to work out and get in shape. It is stupid simple. It's not as complicated as everyone's making it out to be. Yes, you have to know what you're doing. You have to have the right workout path, and you need to fit in your life. But a lot of people overthink these things. So in reality, what we as fitness influencers should be doing, like people who put things out on the internet, you should be dumbing it down for people. You need to dumb it down for people, like way, way, way more. To make it very simple, working out is ridiculously easy. And if you do not have a six-pack and the body that you want right now, I wouldn't call you dumb, but you're too smart, and that's the problem. So, now, I do have a course if you want to know how to get an aesthetic looking body, like actually like look like you're sculpted, kind of like have the perfect muscle size, abs, six pack, all of that ready for the summer. And I do have that. Check the link in the description down below. I do have it there. Make sure you do subscribe and actually join so that you know more fitness material. But when it comes down to it, you really only need to know like 5 things, and then from there you're set. There's no reason why you should not have a six pack yet after like a year of training or 2. Stay flashing.